Alright, I hope this ain't too dark. I only got it the light like this because I don't want it to glare off the board because the board is so shiny. But if you can see how I got my truck set up, this is how every player should have their truck set up. You know what I'm saying? This is how every player should have their truck set up. I'm gonna try to make this fast and quick, but understandable. So each player, however, it don't have to be in this particular order, but each player, whatever color they pick, should have their truck set up like this. It should be 4 trucks out to the side. Each player should have a truck on the dealership start. Now, the first thing that's gonna happen is you could take your money. You can have somebody who's playing the game with you guys, or whoever's watching on the sideline can be the banker. We'll speak about money first. The money can be changed out if the game has to be paused for you to figure out who you can get change from, or change out big bills to small bills to make it make sense, or however it go. It's actually a great idea to have 5 players or 4 people that's actually playing on the board, and somebody that's off to the side that might want to handle the money part. That person normally keeps up with the game as well. But yeah, as far as the money can be changed out amongst players. If another player got the change that you may need, or if they got the change that the banker may need, it can be changed out throughout the board. So we just get that out the way. Let's get to the game. The way you start the game is this. Each player should have 1 truck on the board. Once you figure out who's going to be the actual first player to make the first move, before they pick up a truck or before you pick up a card, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go and you're going to pick up a load board card. Okay? This card is going to be the card that you're going to hold this card. So if I'm the blue character, if I'm going to be with this particular blue truck, this card goes to this truck. This is a representation of your load board that you would get as a truck driver. This is how load boards look on your screen in your truck. This is the directions. These are the information that you would get. Now, it says load board at the top. This right here is kind of like just give you an idea of where you would be coming from, where you would be going, what day to what day. This top part is kind of like, it's real, but it's for the game purposes. It's kind of like, decoration, for so to speak. The part that's important on this card is the weight. This is why you have to hold this card until this card or this truck has made it across the board and off the board. This card you need to have in front of you, and it can be faced up. It don't need to be hid from any other player. But the weight, because when you go through this game, if you pick up this instructions card, you would see that it says weight station. So sometimes it's going to ask you about your weight on your card. So if you get a card and you land on a weight station thing, you pick your card up, you look at your icon, and you see what your card says. If it asks you anything about your weight, then you're going to go back and look at your load board card and see what your weight is and see what your instructions is about your weight. Now, put that back. This card right here, so we talked about the weight. This right here, this is giving you a figure. It's a real figure, but it's giving you a figure of how many miles it would be and how long it would take. So in real life, that would, be a factor to how much you would be getting paid. Now, like I said, since we're starting the game, this is going to be the card we pick up first. We're going to pick this card up. We're going to hold this card until we get that particular truck off the board. We're going to receive $600 from the bank. So if whoever's handling the money, they're going to give you 600 of the game dollars. Now, you're going to take your card, sit it down in front of you. Then you're going to take the dice, pick them up, roll them. I have a 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I land on any of these icons here, I am safe. It will be the next person's turn to roll. So before they roll, of course, the next person will do the same thing you just did. They will pick up a load board card. They will read how much they are to receive. They will receive that amount of money out of the game, from the game money. They will put their card in front of them. They will then take the dice and roll. They will have a 5. We would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this person landed on an icon which it says diesel. Now they would have to pick up an instructions card. They would find this icon on this card and they will see what it says. For example, this card says full tank, continue on. Then it would be the next person's go because this card told this person to continue on. Now, you do not have to hold on to this card. You can slide this card at the bottom of your deck, or what we do is we throw it off to the side until the cards are to be shuffled. Now, it may be easier to keep up with them to put them at the bottom of the deck. Okay, again, same thing. The next person's turn, they will pick up their card. They will receive how much money they are to receive. They will put their card down in front of them, and then they will pick up the dice. They will roll the dice. 6. They will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They will be safe. And I'm not going to keep going on, but I'll do it for the first round, and I'll show you what I mean. But I'm going to basically explain more because I think this part is explained. Again, it'll be that person go, pick up their card, receive $2,300. Once they get their money from the bank, then they will pick up the dice. They will put their card down in front of them, pick up the dice, they will roll. That's a 6 and that's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They landed on an accident icon, which means because they landed on, it don't matter what icon you land on. But when you land on an icon is it's the only time when you pick up an instructions card. They landed on an accident, they will pick up their card, they will read down to what an accident icon, and it says, no accident, continue on. Continuing on with the game until somebody's off the board, right? And then they'll take that card and put it at the bottom, and then it'll go back to whoever was the first go. So I think the blue truck was the first go. Then they would roll now. Now, you do not need to pull this card. You do not need to pull a load board card until you're adding a new truck on here. Or if you have a buy here truck and your instructions card says that you can buy a truck, then you would pull a new card for each new truck that you put on the dealership start. The only thing is make sure that you keep up with what truck goes to what card. Okay, so now we went through that. That's the first part of the game. So now I'll explain. Let me see what else needs to be explained. So that's how you start the game. That's how you play. That's how it goes all the way around the board. So I'm going to just give you an example. If I pull this card, I'm going to look for one. For example purposes, I'm going to look for one. So say if I rolled the dice, whatever, and I landed on this for whatever reason or however many steps it told me to take. Just say, for instance, I landed on the buy here. So I got this truck on the board already. But then, since I landed on the icon, that's going to lead me to need to pull a card. So since I need to pull a card, now I can pull my instructions card. I can go down to where it says start a fleet to my buy here. And buy here on this particular card says start a fleet, pay $950 or continue on. So I can either pay, and I can say, I can take my game money that I've been getting from my, from my loads or whatever, and I can say, okay, $950. I know this ain't, let me see if I can pull up 950 real quick. That's 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just say if you got 1,000, right? So if you got 1,000, 950, the bank will give you a $50 back. You get them 1,000. So that means now what I can do is I can put a new truck right here, but I can put a truck here. I can put a truck there. This is the card I just pulled for instructions. I can put a truck here, and I can now grab a new load board card. I can collect my $750, but I can't move this truck until it's my go again. So this gives players an opportunity to get their trucks off the board faster, right? So then you're gonna keep this. Let me see. Yeah. So I will put it here, and I would know this card is for this truck. This card is for this truck. Now I can't move this truck until it's my go again. So I would then take this card, of course, and put it to the bottom. It'll be the next person's turn. They would roll, and so on. Now I can play either of these trucks. I can continue to move. Now when it's my turn, I can play either of these trucks. I can continue to get that truck off the board, or I can keep that truck there and I can play this truck all the way around until whenever. I can pass with this truck on off the board. However you want to play it, you can play either one of these trucks because you now have 2 trucks on the board. So that means I can roll my dice. I can it's my turn, I roll my dice. I can either move this truck and get it off, or, move this truck however many steps they told me to take, or I can play this truck instead of playing that truck. So I can play either one of those trucks throughout this game. And if for some reason I happen to leave that truck there and run this truck around the board, and I get on 2 buy here's and it tell me to buy another truck, I can start another truck, and I can have 3 trucks on the board while everybody else has their 1 truck or their 2 trucks on the board. And then, this is a representation of buying a fleet. So then you say, well, what is the lesson about it? Okay, you taught us the game part. What about the lesson? So let me see. I kind of messed it up. It don't really matter because I'm just giving an example. So the lesson part is this. Let me find one. Here, you're gonna see an alert cards inside of your instructions card. So let me put it like this. And as you pull, you've been pulling, y'all playing, you're having fun. Boom, you get to that card. Now, if it's my turn and I roll, if it's my turn to go, right? Let me see how I can explain this. Okay, the last person just went. They pulled their card. They did whatever they had to do. Now this card is the next card to be pulled. If this card is the next card to be pulled. Once it's my turn, I cannot pull this card. Somebody around, either other player or whoever, can pull this card, but it has to be one of the other 3 players. It don't matter which other 3 players pull it for you, but you cannot pull it. Somebody else has to pull that card for you, and they has to read this card to you. So they would read the card to you and ask you what the question is on the card, and you would have to know the answer. It would tell you what to do if you get the answer right, and it's going to tell you what to do if you get the answer wrong. But so let me see if I can exemplify this for you. So let's just say like this. Somebody else rolled. They rolled whatever for, we'll just say I'm the white truck. They the blue truck. They just rolled 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now they rolled 4, but let's say they rolled 3 and they landed on mechanic, which needed for them to pull this an instruction card. They read the instruction card, they go through everything I explained, right? Whatever. After they finish their turn, now we see what the next card is. So now that we see what the next card is, you would still, before anybody picks this card up, before you make your move, you would still roll the dice. The only way you have to pick this card up is if you land on an icon like normally. But if you land on any one of these, you're still safe. It'll be whoever lands on an icon that needs to pick up an instruction card, they would have to be tested with this card. So if, let's just say I landed on the diesel, I would say, oh man, I can, even though this is mine and it's my turn, I don't pick this card up. One of the other 3 players pick this card up and they read it to me. And they ask me the question. They ask me the question on the card. I'm not supposed to see the card because this is the test card. They ask me the question on the card. They ask me what it means, or they tell me, they're gonna read the instructions. I'll read this. For example, this is the do you know what GOAL means? Test opponent whose turn it is on their knowledge of the meaning of the GOAL meaning. If they pass, they can continue on, but if they fail, they will pay $250 or miss 1 board circulation. So the meaning of GOAL is, and I will not be reading this for myself, of course, like I explained, but I will have to answer the question and say, oh, the meaning of GOAL is, and then whatever. So the meaning of GOAL is good, get out and look. But that would be the answer that I would have to give. If I don't remember that, then I would have to pay the $250, or if I don't have the $250, I would have to miss 1 board circulation. 1 board circulation. So what it means when you say miss 1 board circulation, that means I cannot move my truck until this person goes, this person goes, this person goes, right? And then this person goes, this person goes, this person goes, and then I can go again. So the same for 2 board circulation. That means it was my turn here at the red. It was my turn. I failed whatever I failed, or whatever discipline I was receiving. That means if I got 2 boards, I gotta miss 2 board circulation. That means it was, so now it's going from me to this person, this person, this person once, right? Then this person, this person, this person twice. You see what I'm saying? And then, I'm sorry. It's this person, it's after me, this person, this person, this person. Then this person, this person, this person. That's once. This person, this person, this person. That's twice. Then I can go. So I know it sounds like 3 times, but it's really twice. A whole circulation, not a half, a whole circulation. So that's what I mean by circulation. Let me figure out what else I need to explain. I think everything else is really just, you can enjoy the game from there. Those are basically really the rules. Like I say, the most important part of the game is, that, like I just explained, you get your load board card, you get your money, we having fun, But these alert cards are test cards. These are actual questions that are on CDL driving tests. These are actual cards that, as you're playing, it gets drilled, and you drill it into your head. And the more you play, the more you remember the answers to these questions, the better you be able to answer these questions. And when you go to take your test, you'll say, I remember getting that question asked to me when I was playing the board game. So then you're able to go ahead, and it helps with you passing your test. So that's what the purpose of it is. It's not supposed to be or it's just a fun game. It's more about the learning of it. It's more about the structure of it. Even on the instruction cards, you learn things on these instruction cards like some people don't know what DOT is. Some people don't know that you have to go through tolls. They don't know that you have to go to the weight station. They don't know that what you have to do at the mechanic stations or things like that. Even on these cards too, on the instructions cards, they give the answers. Like, so when I pulled this gold card, there's a card in here. I don't know if I should be explaining this because I don't want to ruin the fun, but there's a card in here that gives you an actual like reminder of what that card right there means. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. But I don't want to make this video too long and linger on because I probably won't be able to see it. But I just wanted to explain it